Hello. Today I'm gonna react to the new kits that released. I have not looked at them, but seen a very brief, glance, right? And I see this right here. This is this is new. This is really, really new. What is this? Okay. Um, that's interesting. Okay, so I guess they've kind of like broken it up more, right? This is like a general overview, which doesn't really give us anything. And then, oh man, this is all over the place, huh? Oh, wait. Do they not give? Okay, no, never mind. I'm being dumb. So, that's interesting. I guess, yeah, overview and then, uh, page with everything on it, right? If they can fit it on there, of course. So, the page with everything on it does not matter that much. So it's cool though. See, this right here is what oh my god. Okay, so you get to see all the skills and all the passes. Okay, the way they outline this now is like it looks really clean, is what I'm gonna say. And then obviously the ego here. So regular ego info, I guess, right? And then yeah, the passive. So we'll open that one and open that one. Let's start with the this guy. S Corp. I can't say that. So let's start from I guess let's look at these first, right? Trust. So, he's got the lasso. He's lassoing people. Lose min and max speed. Awesome. Take more pride damage. Awesome. Expires when the inflictor retreats, is killed, or is inflicted on a different target. So basically, only one unit can be trust at a time. Turn in lose stack if the inflictor did not get hit this. If did lose stack if the inflictor did not hit this unit this turn. Okay, so the enemy will lose the stack if Hong Lu didn't hit the enemy. That is trust. So you have to like constantly hit the trust enemy to keep the enemy tied up. Avulsion. That does not sound good. Turn start, gain bleed. Turn end, gain bind next turn. Turn in, lose stack. Very simple. Prisoner transport arrangements. In a clash against enemies that have trust Hong Lu, gain clash power. And against enemies that have trust Hong Lu, inflict bleed and gain poise. If there are no trust Hong Lu, target expires. Okay. So, bleed poise is what it looks like. Which, that's what it looks like to me, getting a general look. Passive. If target has trust Hong Lu, gain prisoner transport arrangements. This always happens. So whenever you inflict this, you gain this. This is just happens all the time. When chaining skills, if there is an enemy this unit has inflicted trust Hong Lu on, then this unit can redirect that enemy's attack skill, targeting to itself regardless of speed. Amazing! This is amazing. This is really cool, actually. That's a really cool passive. I really like that. And this is the res slash passive, right? If this unit's speed is faster than the target's, deal speed difference damage. If target has trust on glue, double the above damage, increase effect. Combat start, deal more damage for every ally that has slash pride skill equipped this turn. Okay, this seems like a resonance, honestly. There's just a lot of free damage. I don't know, maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not good at speculating res or not res passes. And then when attacks, it has bind, deal more damage. Yeah, it's a support passive, alright. So counter is gain clash power, gain poise count, and it's an unbreakable and inflicts trust. So this always happens. Yeah, you always inflict trust with this, which is amazing to get this chain starting to go, and means that you can do this passive. Cool. Okay. Gain coin power, target has trust, gain final power, poise count, poise, bleed count, bleed. Increase trust stack. Okay. So this keeps the stack up if okay, so there's a max amount to this, right? And so this will stay the same if you hit the enemy. However, you can increase it to, like, I don't know, let's say it's 3, right? So you go 2 turns without hitting the enemy and they would stay trust. I think. Yeah, that's what I think. So this increases trust stack, so you hit them again, and then you can target someone else with a skill that doesn't inflict trust. And but there's not really much reason to do that, you know. It's more so this would be in case you fail to hit the enemy, which is a more likely outcome. Avulsion slash. Oh, we ever heard that before. Uh, gain koi power for poison bleed. Gain final power. Poise count, poise bleed. If target has trust, consume trust on target to reuse this core. That's awesome. I love reuse mechanics. On crit, inflict a Vulsion wound. So you can inflict it twice. Reuse on hit. Oh, maybe not. Well, I think so, yeah. Reuse on hit, gain haste. Reuse on hit, activate bleed on target. Target lose bleed count. Okay. Okay. Understandable. And then Hunter's Scouring. Gain coin power by poise bleed. Sorry, has a Vulsion wound, deal more damage. So skill 2 into skill 3. Target has trust, convert all coins of skill to unbreakable. Gain final power, and final coin applies following on hit. Bleed count, attack power down. These are just, this is really good. This is like really good support is what it looks like. Poise count, inflict bind next turn. Inflict trust if they don't have trust. Bleed count, bleed. Inflict bleed, inflict avulsion wound, inflict pride fragility. So skill 2 to skill 3, or if you happen to get really lucky with your skill placement, skill 3 into skill 3. Otherwise, yeah, these are the only 2 ways to inflict avulsion wound. So, in most scenarios, though, skill 2 into skill 3 is your best thing. And obviously, you know, this is obviously the redirection master. That's not, Gregor. So we have a second one that can just clash regardless of speed, which is a really nice support, right? The other one is Lamp, which is Sinking Burn. This is Bleed Poise. So we have one on each of those teams, right? So this is good. Doesn't look like he's gonna be like busted, but he looks like he's gonna be pretty good. Right, so uh well, obviously this one is we're going over this one last because this is the cool one, so we're gonna go with Ishmael. Let's see, Dokkaebi arms. Okay, take less damage on skill, use gain haste. Combat in this effect expires and gain poise count. Simple, okay? Bearing of a Salsu. Wait, I wanna... Can I zoom in more? I wanna zoom in more. You see her little face? She's so angry. Gain offense level for every X stack. On attack hit with a slash skills, gain poise. Lose X stack when an allied blade lineage identity is defeated. So, basically, other blade lineage enemy allies dying is bad. And then Mook Workshop E. Okay, E stance 2 blade draw. Thrust force Dokubi fire. Oof, that's a mouthful. You can gain up to X stacks per turn. Slash base attack skills deal more damage for every X stack. Defense skills lose clash power for every X stack. And gain haste for turn every X stack. Okay, so basically, slash base attack skills, more damage. So more damage with your skills. Defense skills lose more power, so you deal more damage indirectly, or, you know, evades work worse, right? And gain haste. So she seems to really like haste. She might be a modern sync unit, wait. Demon Fire Spine Cleaver. On base attack skill end, if this unit has Mook Workshop, activate even the balance Lucent Rippling Flame. Okay. On defense skill Clash Lose, if this unit has X plus haste, this unit cannot be staggered from taking damage until defense skill ends and activates to claim their bones. She actually uses it. She actually uses it. That's so cool. I wasn't actually expecting her to use the skill. I thought it was going to be renamed. Okay. And also I'm noticing this is on defense skill, so she can use it on defense. She just claims bones on defense skill. Okay. Gimme. I need to look at the regular skills. To where I must return. Upon entering the encounter for the first time, this unit gains Bearing of Salsu for every other Blade Lineage unit, right? If X plus Blade Lineage units identities excluding this unit are defeated, before skill use if this unit did not have Swordplay at the homeland, gain Swordplay at the homeland. When this unit gains Poise Potency and Poise Count with a skill or coin effects, gain additional Poise Potency or Poise Count. And if Y plus Blade Lineage units are defeated, gain X. So yeah, it's kind of like the regular Kim, right? Where he kind of gets the same stuff here. Limbus Company Specialized Custom Prosthetic Prototype MK5 Tokabi Arms. Oh my god, okay. Combat Star engage Tokabi Arms and heal XSP for allied Blade Lineage units excluding this unit. Okay, so you get this at combat start. Oh. Okay, this is a owned passive. This is an owned passive. So you don't start the combat encounter with this. You play until you get enough, probably pride. You get enough pride, then you gain Dokubi arms every turn, which gives you you tank more, gain haste next turn every turn, and expires and gains poise count every turn. So good. This is good. You want to get this passive as soon as possible. If there is an allied unit less than X% HP on the field, excluding this unit, gain assist defense. Okay. Assist defense. Assist defense into claim their bones. Oh my god. She might be busted. Wait. Skill in, gain Mook Workshop for every X poise potency on self. So, build up poise like a charge unit. Cut down what must be felled. The ally with fastest speed deals more damage with slash skills. If this set ally has haste, deal additional damage. Well, this would be really nice on what's her name? Oh my god. Mal Branch Faust. Alright. Now we can actually go into the skills, which there's a million of these, so they're playing their bones. No. We're no defense skills, so I'll light the path forward. Clashable guard, this is the base one. Gain assist defense. Gain haste next turn, gain poise count. Gain poise on clash win. If this unit has haste, gain X Mook Workshop, right? So it's just a standard clashable counter. Observing the stones on the board. is I'm assuming the assist defense skill, right? Yeah, assist defense exclusive skill. Heal SP on target. Okay, heal SP on target. This unit guarded using assist defense. So you just heal that unit SP. Okay, cool. And then gain poise. All right. Standard stuff. I thought the counter was going to be the claim their bones, but okay, and then this was the skill 3. So skill 3 is activated, or even oh, okay. So this one gets activated by having enough of that skill of this thing. So it's kind of like Dewi Starblade for Ryoshu. She kind of just gets the same thing, pretty much. And then you get a free skill. So that's cool. This one I need to figure out exactly how, but okay. No, it is literally just on defense skill clash lose. So yeah, so if you have enough haste, which so that means you can't just go, oop, let me spam this every turn. Oop, let me spam this every turn, right? Because this, yeah, you gain haste, but it's probably not enough haste, right? You need to do this stuff and get the passive going and get a bunch of other stuff going so you can get enough haste where you can do both of these and potentially do 2 claims or bones, right? So I'm gonna put this as an extension of the defense skills, right? It's technically a defense skill, so 2 coiner does not trigger defense skills. Deal more damage for missing HP, deal more damage on critical hit for every haste on self, deal more damage for every Mook Workshop, deal more damage for every poise on self, gain poise, slash fragility, inflicts bleed, inflict paralyze. A very nerfed version, basically. Rending arts, gain coin power, add enough poise, gain coin power for bleed, add haste, gain clash power, gain poise count. That's one uses. If this unit has haste, gain Mook Workshop. Gain poise, inflict bleed, and you get a reuse if you have Dokkaebi arms. Okay. Or Dokkaebi arms and enough haste. Okay. This is seems like a pretty great kit so far. Acupuncture, and enough poise gives you coin power. Enough bleed gets clash power. Enough haste gets clash power. Poise count. Gain Mook Workshop. For every haste on self, gain poise, inflict bleed, gain poise, inflict bleed count. If the student has Dokkaebi arms and X plus haste, reuse this coin. Again? That's crazy. Okay, so the reuse here is just regular bleed and regular poise. This one is bleed count, and on crit gain haste next turn. So this will get your haste really high up to claim their bones and also inflict a lot of bleed count. So this is a great skill. This is an amazing skill. And then Lucent Rippling Flame. So damage critical hit for every X poise, final power for every haste, and poise plus bleed. And add enough Mook Workshop, convert to breakable coins, gain poise, gain haste, gain Mook Workshop on attack end for every haste, gain poise, gain Mook on crit, gain poise, gain Mook on crit, deal more damage on critical hit for every move, inflict bleed, inflict slash fragility, and on crit gain. Okay. So this is just a really strong skill. That's basically it. It's really strong to get enough Mook Workshop to get to this skill. This is what you're working for with these, right? You gain these by haste, so you want to get enough of this. And this just happens to get you a lot of it, right? You get the gain Mook here, and you get the gain Mook here, gain Mook here, and then you get gain Mook here, right? That is 4 individual instances of gaining that status effect, which you can only gain a certain amount per turn, but it's a lot of it, right? And then it'll be used for this, which well, this looks like the better version, right? So, uh, doesn't trigger defense skills, deal more damage for poise, deal more damage with haste, gain poise count, consume all of it, like the Dehuey Starblade, gain poise, and you gain some back after you use it, so it's kind of a refund. It's not a complete refund, but it's a little bit of a refund, right? So, poise, gain mook, inflict bleed, gain mook, inflict bleed, gain mook, add enough mook, deal more damage in critical hit for every Y excess stats. So this is like a charge conditional, basically, right? So it's like the Yusang one almost, where you'll still get you'll do more damage and get higher things for having more of it, right? So inflict bleed, and if this unit has X plus haste, reuse this coin. That's a 5. Okay, 5 coin is crazy. Oh, yeah, that's absurd. That's so absurd. Okay. And also, I believe you get to get this one for free, right? Like, this one, obviously, you gain assist defense, but, where is it at? You gain assist defense from another thing here. Yes, here we go. If there's an allied identity with less than enough HP, then, so, basically, if an enemy is pretty hurt, or if an ally is pretty hurt, you get this for free, which gives this for free. Now, hypothetically, if the limit is 2 per turn, then, you get this, and you get a second one, right? So, hypothetically, you have 2 skill ones, and you don't want to use that, right? So, you can get this one, which will trigger this twice. If you lose it twice, of course, right? Now, that doesn't give you haste, but it does give you, well, it gives you haste on this one, but the rest of these are just claiming their bones, right? So, hypothetically, on the ideal turn, you use Lucent Rippling Flame. An enemy tries to attack one of your allies. You hit them with Observing the Stones. You lose that. You claim their bones. This gives you enough, or this right here will give you enough mook to trigger this one. I think that's how that works. It's like Ryoshu, right? On a base attack skill end if this unit has. Okay, so actually it would go this, then this, and then it would do this. Unless the enemy was somehow faster, right? So if the enemy was faster, then you do this, into this, into this, into this. Which would technically be 3 skills in a turn. This is just it's pride and wrath. I don't know. This is just House of Spiders Ryoshu with a different skin on. No, but this is the genuinely like I think the way they did this is really creative. I really like the you want to lose the clash to I mean obviously it's like regular camp, right? And also they made it where you could do it technically in the ideal scenarios every turn, but that's not going to happen due to not having enough haste until you get, you know, Dokkaebi arms and this stuff, right? So scales up into being able to do this every turn. Or, doing something else like this, which is good, and then getting this for free, right? So good stuff all around. Good poise, good bleed. I'm hoping she's not gonna like murder all bleed count. Or okay, no. She looks like she's going to inflict a lot of bleed count, specifically with this skill 2. Nothing else here looks like inflicts bleed count to at all, actually. But the skill 2 has a reuse. If this is +2 bleed count, we're saved. If this is +1, it's alright. I was thinking about Hong Lu, because Hong Lu, you know, has the eat 1 bleed count conditional, which or the thing where it just pops a bleed count proc, right? So I'm hoping she's actually good for bleed, because we need bleed count in this unbreakable era. Now I'm gonna see if I missed something here. Nope, that looks like it's it. Yeah, okay. Because I saw it doing the distorted Kim like skills, right? So like, does he have his own skills or something? We're gonna go with the basic. I don't know what to go for this one. Okay, you know what? We're gonna start here for the beginning. When used for the first time in an encounter, consume less SP. If Blade Lineage Minterm or Soul to use a skill, also consume fewer ego resources. Gain clash power and deal more damage for every X poison self. If this unit gained Drink to the Fallen during this encounter, deal more damage. So, dealing more damage, gain attack weight by resonance, resonance allies with earliest support order, gain poise count, X other bladed dangers with lowest SP, heal SP, gain Drink to the Fallen next turn. So gain Drink to the Fallen, and if you gain it again, then you deal more damage. So this almost reminds me of the Hong Lu eco from the Arcanite to it. Bleed count. Standard stuff. The corrosion is deal more damage, lose base power with that coin. All enemies and allies gain poise count, slash damage up, and slash fragility. This is really cool, actually. I really like that. X other Blade Lineage allies that have the lowest SP heal SP, gain Drink to the Fallen. On crit, final coin gains final power. That's really cool. I really like that, actually. So final power, final power, final power. Lead count. Okay. So this gives nothing. So we need to actually get to this stuff. So Drink to the Fallen. We're gonna do this first, because the rest of this stuff doesn't matter. Gain poise count for every stack. Blade lineage maintain result gains even more poise. Blade skills, base skills deal plus poise on every critical hit. Gain poise potency, blah blah blah. Just extra poise stuff. Poise support, you know. Doesn't really matter. Beads of Liquor at Blade Point. Always active. Blade lineage maintain result exclusive effect. On hit with a base skill, inflict bleed on target. He becomes a bleed unit, yeah! Yeah, we finally get bleed. This identity counts as an identity that applies both bleed and poise. It is useful in Mirror Dungeon! You just have to pop it every fight, you know. This identity's base skills count as skills that inflict bleed and poise. Okay. Wait. Wait. When used, always active. Oh my god. Okay. I just realized. So you don't have to use the ego. You don't have to pop the ego every fight. This is always active. So this only works on Blade Lineage Result, of course. Makes sense. Uh, every base attack skill inflicts bleed on target and counts as bleeding poise. So he can be used for BLOISE in Mirror Dungeon now. And also counts as BLOISE in every other scenario. Okay. I didn't know they could do this. I didn't know you were built like that. When used, when an ally is defeated, gain Drink to the Fallen next turn. If an ally is defeated in Blade Lineage, gain more Drink to the Fallen. Blaze support, you know? Poise support. Turn in, if this unit has Drink to the Fallen, enter Resentment State. Blade Lineage Mentor Result gains Resentful Scabbard when the above effect activates. So they gain these two at the same time. Resentment is gain min and max speed. And on hit, heal HP by X% of damage dealt using the skill. Okay, so lifesteal, min and max speed. This is kind of like a Shin, you know. Uh-oh, I know how to use Shin. I have a shield around me. I gain min and max speed, and then Resentful Scabbard. When an ally, including this unit, takes HP damage, gain Growing Resentment equal to damage taken. This is just Kim. This is just Kim. In Memoriam passive now ignores conditionals and activates at max potential. What is In Memoriam? What is in memoriam? What is that the regular Kim skill? I have to look at that now. Okay. I have to look at that now. Okay, give me a sec. Crap. Okay, I'm here now. Let's see. In memoriam. When 3 or more other Blade Lineage allies are defeated, when gaining poise. Oh, wait, okay, so yeah, there's a limit to this, right? So when 3 or more. And so when ally including this unit takes HP damage, it can grow. In memoriam passive now ignores conditionals and activates at max potential. So basically, go here. This always acts like 5 or more defeated, and you gain 2 more. Basically, this is just popping off all the time. Combat start, apply swordplay though. Yeah, so you basically do this all the time as well, so that's more damage and more poise. And everything's happening all the time. So, when activating Pride Resonance, apply Sword of the Homeland, the true essence on all allies other than this unit. On using Yield My Flesh until skill end, this damage does not reduce this unit's HP below X. Lose poise on self/X clash power. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. This is like mirror dungeon effects. Whatever. On using to claim their bones, gain poise. Amazing. This is amazing. Um. Anyway, so you gain growing resentment for every damage, which is you gain stack divided by X final power. So this could be a this is good. On hit using final coins of either Yield My Flesh or to claim their bones, deal bonus damage, then this effect expires. Makes sense. Then this is the true essence. Base attack skills gain final power plus the number of Blade Lineage allies on the field. Round it down. If this unit is a Blade Lineage Shalsu, which is, you know, like a good portion of them. Or isn't it like all of them? I don't remember. Blade Lineage Shalsu, base skills gain final power and deal bonus damage, so gain haste. Okay, we can go back to this now. If this unit does not have Drink to the following effect expires. Okay, so you basically always want Drink to the Fallen. Because if you get out of Drink to the Fallen, you lose everything. Everything is gone. So... So you just kill all your Blade Lineage units, like... When this unit has Drink to the Fallen, when this unit takes damage that brings the HP down to 0, heal, Drink to the Fallen stack, and then Drink to the Fallen expires. Okay. Yeah, okay. And, recover from stagger, because we just do that now. Oh my god. Oh my god. And wait, so now I understand how Drink to the Fallen works. Okay, no, that's just like what? It's just gain Drink to the Fallen by however much. Jesus. Okay, so I thought it would be like I thought it would be different, right? I thought it would be like, oh, you get entirely new set of skills, right? Clearly, it's not like that, but okay. So this is my thoughts, right? So it's a very similar thing to ego sync, but it's not quite ego sync, right? What this ego allows to happen is it allows our ID to distort, right? Because that's what happens here, right? Is you gain Drink to the Fallen, which basically puts you into resentment. Which resentment here, you can see the scraggly hand, and then we're blue now. we're blue and distorted, right? So I think that's basically what happens, right? Is we we basically this does is this allows our ID to distort, and we can use our distortion in tandem with the ID, right? So it's kind of like grabbing a Kim. You know, we grab bamboo headed Kim and we just throw him at the end, right? Like we have peak bamboo headed Kim, you know, when he's like normal, right? He's strong and whatever. But now we have this ego, and this ego allows us to tune him into his distorted form. And so he distorts when like his friends around him die, right? So if one of his allies dies, he gains drink to the fallen, which then makes him distort. So this is almost like an ego sync, but it's more so like a distortion sync, where our ID is tuned into being distorted instead of like being tuned into a different entire, abno thing, right? It's not like you're just like overlaying something, right? It's kind of like the potential was there due to the ID. And this only happens on the result ID. So now okay, most of this stuff is result exclusive, obviously, right? Now, it's not all of it, of course, but a lot of it is, right? Um, hmm. There's a lot for me to like think about, like lore wise and gameplay wise. So this is obviously really good gameplay wise. Blade Lineage upscale, bunch of good stuff here. Poise is winning. Bleed is winning. BLOISE is back. But man, I don't know. I'm thinking about Ingo. I'm thinking about the lore a bit more. I know it's like I just think it's really interesting because look at this, right? Mersault is the obviously he's distorted before. He's going to be the first person who has a ego that allows him to distort on command. It's going to be the first person with, I'm going to call, a distortion sync ego, which allows him to tune into the distorted ID or the regular ID and go to the point where that ID distorts, right? This is all on Mersault, by the way. The person who has distorted before is probably going to be really relevant to his story. And so he gets like a distortion sync. That's the best way to describe it. Like, it's like I don't know, this is like if someone got a Hindley ID, right? It's like, oh, normal Hindley, and then, you get an ego where you can turn into the distorted form of Hindley, which is really strong and stuff. Like, it's like if we get an ego for Gregor, right? For Lamp Gregor, not lamp, not lamp, not lamp. AEDD, the AEDD ego, right? His before self, right? You get a uh, charge ego that distorts him to become, you know, his distorted form, and he's super strong. Like, I don't know. It's like there's potential now for this to. I mean, obviously, this is a gateway into leading to ego sync, like in the way we know it in Library Ruina. Obviously, it's going to be different because this isn't the library, but syncing to other Abnos and getting their kits and stuff. Like, this very much leads the way to Otis getting a ego where she syncs up with their fight shoots, right? So, like, stuff like that's really cool. This, however, is just distortion synchronization, right? And it's I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it's neat. It's very unique, and I'm glad they're experimenting with synchronization in general, right? So, and also they changed the layout here, and I thought like this was gonna be because they changed the layout. I thought the synchronization was gonna give him an entirely new set of skills. It didn't. It's just gonna use the same skills, but that's still it's still I do like the new layout they have. I do think that's cool. Um, and obviously, Mersault here is going to be really, really strong because, you know, he's I mean, his numbers are a little old, right? He's still good, but it's like when you compare him to modern IDs, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so old, right? So, having him now be you know, have an ego that basically boosts him up to, you know, the modern spot, it's cool, and also giving him a distortion thing is cool. And also I'm gonna look at sanity real quick. So, for Blade Lineage allies defeated, lose 10 regardless of allies level. That makes sense. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this all makes sense. Well, never would I think I'd be looking at the wiki for Bamboo-Headed Kim due to a new release of an ego. My hat's off to you, Project Moon. Wow. Just wow. Like, I had to take this one. This is a lot. This is a lot of information here. Rian was more digestible than this. Um, alright, well, thank you all for watching. Um, I'm glad it I'm glad if you did watch and hear me ramble. This all looks really cool, and I will be streaming the Interfollow when it drops. So thank you all for watching, and bye bye.